right, guys, we're not even going to do an ID call, okay?
No,
By the time we do the ID call, maybe the game ends.
This is one of those games, Tasteless.
Seriously? Maru's going to proxy?
This is a map.
Oh my god, double proxy.
Oh boy. This is about to be scouted here by soO.
Oh,
hello, peekaboo! And this is already a bad start for Maru. Now, soO did go hatchery first, but now he can just sort of like slow down on that gas, get that spawning pool obviously immediately here. And now he knows who's up against. He's pulled drones. He's going to engage the SCVs directly.
Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, the drones are coming down. If he stops the barracks before it can even finish.
Oh man, he's gonna get it! Come on, soO! It's so low!
It's so close!
Oh, the barracks
my god, it finishes!
And the second one, he's gonna dance around the SCV here, trying to finish that second barracks, trying to get these Marines up for Maru. It's not over yet. If he can get enough Marines out, soO did commit a fair few drones here to try and hold this off. Now, if Maru gets that bunker up and gets a Marine in there, this could turn in the other direction.
Okay, the Marines are coming out. That second barracks is not finished. But, you know, spotting the rush and then slowing it down like this, it really does take the wind out of the sails as far as the whole build order goes.
And you hit the nail on the head. Good timing there, Tasteless, as Maru cancels that second barracks, gets a Reaper instead, and he's going to try and get a second CC and just wall off back at home. The power of 16-bit is that he can actually do this. He has a very safe natural base at the pocket expansion there. But now he has to somehow turn this into a strong early game after having to cancel so many structures. Well, Maru's going to do something that's pretty ballsy as well here to try and take the lead economically. He's going to go for a pretty quick third CC. You can see that in the main base there, ready to float down to low ground. soO's just taking his third hatchery now, a little bit later than Maru's take that third, so the Zerg could potentially be behind economically here if Maru plays this just right. And I'm loving, actually, Maru's situation right now. He's going into Biomine against a guy that's going Ling Bane Muta, which is a very good composition against Ling Bane Muta. A lot better than having siege tanks. And because his engineering base was so early, he's going to have the upgrades earlier than the Zerg as well. So he's going to have a very, very powerful drop here.
Yeah, and that's more of a deterrent than anything. I think actually he could still drop here. I don't see any Lings moving just yet.
And he's going to do that just now. There's only really Queens here for soO. Here come those Lings, but the Widow Mines can potentially hit very nicely on these Lings. Not the greatest connections just yet. They actually hit the Overlords there. The Lings aren't enough to get rid of these Marines, though. They have those upgrades about to finish, Tasteless, and they're going to start treading towards these drones. The Banelings are... Ooh.
God, that was close.
Yeah, close, but no cigar.
I gotta say, that was really impressive. Now, mutas are being made here. It was only 3 drones killed, so even though he got a lot of Zerglings there, it wasn't like he actually screwed up the economy there of soO. So soO can keep producing. 10 more mutas on the way. Now, a lot of times, if the Zerg goes for this style of play, you actually want the Terran to try to drop you and harass you, which is what Maru likes to do, because you just end up eating up the medevacs and the rest of the army, and before you know it, the Terran doesn't have anything.
Yeah, you got to be very careful about the rally here, though. Like, we get caught by some Widow Mines or a bunch of stiff bio units, all of a sudden those flimsy mutas can go away very, very quickly. Now we're having some Banelings being walked here from soO. So he has Baneling speed, and Maru's coming on in here to attack this hatchery. It's going to take a lot of damage with these 1-1 bio units.
Oh my god, I don't know if soO has enough. soO's going to try to come around now. The hatchery's getting low, and in fact, Maru decides to target that down in what was actually a very risky decision.
All the Lings! Massive Widow Mine hit there. He got so many Lings in the Baneling as well. Maru unloads these bio units. It looks like they will get taken out eventually, but that's certainly a good trade for him, especially considering he's killed that hatchery.
Well, I mean, it's weird, right? Because he's going to lose basically all the Marines, all the medevacs for the hatchery. Now, the math gets a little bit fuzzy with this. He did deny the base, but of course, Maru lost a lot of his army here. So the question is, even though he gets the hatch, when the hatch is remade, well then, does Terran have enough to come in there and push it again?
Here before going towards Hive as he gets that infestation pit down. Oh, this is a that's a Hail Mary cluster of Marines.
Well, this is smart because he'll just get rid of all of them. Oh my god! Oh.
soO is on the ball, man.
What Maru did post taking out that that 4th base hatchery is he basically he dialed it back. He's camping, he's turtling up. And I think this is the smart way to do it. Just stay back and probably max out and then try to rinse and repeat. We got to make this work.
Oh, smart here from soO, baiting out those Widow Mines.
Is he going to actually go for it?
He's going to go for it. There's still 2 left. And they fire off. The connections weren't that great. There's still a lot of Banelings left over. There's lots of Marauders in that Thor, though, from Maru. I think he should be able to hold on.
Okay, so that was the kind of engage that I was talking about. That did not really help soO in any way. And you can see immediately soO tries to max out again. Now, because soO got map control, he's got a ton of bases. You look on the mini-map, I mean, he has almost everything that you could imagine a Zerg would have if a game was going to play. We're not even at 15 minutes, right? You know, I gotta praise Maru here. He's really not overextending at all. Remember when I was saying earlier on that a lot of times if you go for mutas, you actually want them to try to drop you? Maru immediately stayed back, and he has for most of this game. And I think we're getting close to the climax now because we see that Maru's going to try to push up, and he's going to try to wipe out the space over here at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, he's going to try and hit here before the Broodlords are out for soO, as soO just has a very powerful ground army with a few mutas in the sky. Can Maru get this trade? The Liberator's going to be a little bit scary, but in come those Lings and Banelings. Where are the Widowmines from Maru? He pulls back. The Widowmine connection pretty good. It's very, very important to keep these ghosts alive. The Thor and the Liberators looks like they're going to slowly go down. Those cloaked ghosts sniping down these ultras.
Okay, this has been beautifully handled here by soO. He completely wiped out everything there. The Liberators are actually taken out, so that puts a reset on that. They're all going to have to be remade now. And I think what soO really should do is just stay back and be patient, right? What you want to do is make this the Terran's problem. 4 bases is not going to last forever.
soO is actually not out of the woods yet. He comes down here with a bunch of Banelings off creep here and some Lings and the Corruptors. They're looking for those ghosts. And they're getting very close to connecting with them. Few of the ghosts do die there. The Liberators are actually unseized. They're just engaging this air army. Oh, and the fire with Maru. He doesn't have enough to get on top of those Corruptors. He pulls back and attacks all these Ultras, though. Looks like the trade was kind of even for both players.
Yeah, we have these Corruptors hitting these Liberators up here, and I'm getting worried right now for Maru, because Maru actually has to hang on here. You can see that Maru has a lot of buildings where there's basically almost no units here. And he's getting up over to the ramp. Now, he does get chased away, soO does over here. But I'm worried. soO's next attack should be huge. Right now, soO's sitting on 5K minerals, 4.6K gas, and that suddenly is going down as he's remaking Corruptors, he's remaking Ultralists. The next attack is going to be huge here by soO. We were talking about this earlier, but if you have 4 bases, I mean, you eventually have to get a 5th. There's a reason why resources dry up in this game. Hold up, here's another attack over here by soO. He's coming in and doing a ton of damage. These Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts are basically cornered.
Absolutely, this planetary looks like it's going to go down here. The Banelings, though, really looking for those ghosts. Maru, though, on the other side of the map, getting a bunch of drone kills, and a hatchery looks like it could potentially be in trade as well. soO's going to get this planetary.
Oh,
is he going to get it?
He needs to save this planetary.
I think the Caustic Spray is going to pick it up, Tasteless. There's not enough anti-air here for Maru. There it is. Nice pick up there for soO, but he did lose a lot on the other side of the map as well. So again, both players beating each other up bloody here. He's maxed out. He's got a big army. He's got all the upgrades he could ever want, and he's going to attack right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to serpentine through the top of the map here, taking out these bases and maybe going for the main.
Well, this hatchery is certainly his first step on the way there.
Okay, I think actually soO might want to just ditch this base.
Well, I mean, the Broodlords could make the difference here.
Corrected. Yeah, the Broodlords are closer than I thought. If the Broodlords are there, suddenly the pressure's on for Terran to either try to attack forward or turn around.
Oh, Widowmines. He sees the Widowmines just in time.
Ooh, nicely done.
Yeah, it baits out the last shot of the last Widowmine there. So these Widowmines at the front line aren't going to be a problem for soO, but there are some more here by that watchtower. A lot of units here from Maru actually get pulled out of this push to go attack on the south end side. soO saw that with his changelings, though.
Okay, so nice job here by Maru. This is going to be enough to basically wipe out those Lings. It's all going to be up to this tension point here at the top, and neither player wants to budge. The problem is that Terran's not close enough to where a Terran wants to be. The Terran wants to be hitting the hatchery with something, right? There's no pressure, and so nukes are going to be implored here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. He sends the nuke out. He's going to try to dive in here and get the hatchery and then run out.
Well, he's going to want to get out of there. Oh, this nuke. No! Oh! Okay, soO just pulled back in time.
So that was so close that he basically drove the infantry away and then pulled away from the nuke. But that was what Maru's doing over there is really technical. He's trying to drive a gap between the Broodlords and the hatchery. So he tried to come in there and wipe out the hatchery, but soO with a great save. Whew.
My blood pressure just shot up through my eyeballs.
Crazy. That was so sick, by the way.
I get so worried about soO just losing the game right then and there. He's so close to winning the series.
No.
He's got these Broodlords up to the north-hand side. He's going to start pushing forward a little bit here as his creep spread gets forward. And soO's at that point where he's got to make that Spore Crawler forest, make it harder and harder for the Terran to push onto his creep and to pressure those hatcheries. And he doesn't really want to have to be dancing around nukes all game long.
Okay, so now's an opportunity for soO to try to counter push.
Oh, I don't know about this one. That's a lot of Liberators and a lot of Marauders here. These Ultras don't have that many Lings with them. Snipes here from Maru as well. And yeah, these Ultras are dead, man.
Yeah, this is, I think, a bit of a mistake here by soO. You need to keep those Ultras alive for as long as possible. They allow you the ability to actually sustain and keep an army alive in a fight because they have so many hit points. And I think Maru's approach here is correct. He says, I'll play around the Broodlords. The Broodlords are slow enough that he can just go attack somewhere else every time that Maru tries to, or rather soO tries to push towards him.
Oh, Maru's going for the YOLO Nuke here, trying to tag the army of soO.
Oh my God.
No, come on now. There's overseers here. No. Okay.
No, he doesn't see
he doesn't see it. Oh, the Banelings are no. He's going to lose a lot of his army here. Huge nuke there from Maru. The Ultras are enough to weather the storm, but a lot of his Banelings died. The Planetary's going to go down, though. The Broodlords are doing a lot of damage here from the north, but there's still so much army from Maru, and he's in the front of the natural.
I think suddenly everything might be falling apart here. For soO, Maru beginning to push in, actually heading towards the main, ignoring the expansions.
Those Corruptors and Broodlords need to come home right now, but there's already so many Vikings waiting for them.
He's going to be in the way of all the rally points. So this is going to be really a hectic for soO to try to reorganize over here. Sniping down some of those Corruptors. He's almost towards the main. Maru doesn't have to go there, but he's got a choice.
Once again, soO's lost enough Overseers where he's completely supply block tasteless. He needs to get Overlords out, but what he really needs is an army. And Maru is just pressing the issue, taking out more and more of the creep spread here. He is maxed, and he has a massive bank. It looks like he's the Zerg player right now, with the big mineral and gas bank, ready to remax if things go awry.
By the way, I really respect Maru turning around here. The problem here for soO is that I don't see how soO can actually try to push across the map here and take Maru out. The creep has been pushed back. Right now, everything is getting really scrappy here for the Zerg.
soO's coming in with a bunch of Corruptors. There's no turrets on this Planetary, so he can caustic spray it down. He's going to do just that. Maru's army is all the way to the north here. He does have some army units to the south, but he doesn't want to engage. Getting very close to those Spore Crawlers, but with so many Vikings, it doesn't even matter. He's diving on these Broodlords. The Vikings are on top of the Tasteless. Once again, the Broodlords, relatively naked. They're getting targeted down one at a time, and that nuke is going to land. How many drones is Spore Crawlers going to get? It looks like about 3 or 4.
He gets all the Broodlords, the nuke lands. Unbelievable. I mean, the way that Maru is doing this is so technical. He's not overextending with his entire army. As you could see, 28 SCVs have been killed. There were only 7 drones taken out there, but I think on some level, Maru probably wants to get rid of some of his SCVs and try to make more army.
I mean, as far as army goes, he's well and truly ahead in that regard. He does take a big hit to his economy. I think the base to the south died. The Observer didn't see that. The base to the south died with a bunch of SCVs dying as well. But the army is the problem here. Does soO have enough to hold on? This hatchery is so low in hit points, it's going to go down.
Yeah, that was actually so perfect, the execution of that. He just has 1 medevac. It's the bare minimum to take out the hatchery. This actually may be the point where soO loses this game. He's going to lose both these bases here at the top. One's already been taken out. The upper left should be destroyed as well. And soO is going to basically have no more resources. Maru's expanded to a point that most Terrans are not supposed to be able to pull off, but he's kept soO so busy back at home that there's nothing that soO can do right now to punish Maru.
Oh man, soO is losing all of these very expensive units here. The Vipers go down, the Broodlords are dying, some more drones dying in the top left here as that hatchery gets lower and lower. Parasitic bombs, but that's all soO has for energy. And soO is losing these very important units here. More and more Broodlords getting sniped out. Not enough transfusions to keep them all alive. And even a couple Armor Seeker missiles here just to shred those Broodlords to make it easier for these Vikings to pick them off one at a time.
Okay, this is being handled beautifully here. And oh, he did it! Maru did it! GG